What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of the Parkside Podcast. My name is Ryan, and we're here to talk all things Disney. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Parkside Podcast. So today, guys, I have my very first guest of the podcast. I'm super excited. I talked about her in the very first episode. My childhood friend. Everybody welcome Kristen Ellyson. We have known each other for a very long time. And
Very long
so
time.
usually I tell the story of how we know each other. But I figured since I never have you explain it, that why not let you have the honors of explaining how we know each other?
So, well, Ryan and I have known each other for a very long time. If you want to get technical, we've known each other from church. We grew up in church together. But that friendship started when I was 2 years old. And Ryan was, I think, 6, because we're about 4 years apart. And
Right.
my mother needed to borrow something from your mother, and so she brought us over there, and we went upstairs and played with toys, and that was the beginning of our friendship, and we've just been thick as thieves ever since.
That's true. And what is the biggest common denominator for us? There should be two of them.
Well, singing
Yes.
and Disney.
Yes. So Kristen and I love the fireworks show Happily Ever After. And Kristen and I both love to sing Happily Ever After. So
Loudly.
loudly, yes, during the fireworks show. So
Right.
it's great. We've had people that have turned around after the fireworks show and say that was just simply like amazing. Like you guys sound
They're
great
like, it was
together.
so magical.
Yeah, and we've also had people turn around and say what?
There was one time where we had a family turn around and say, please stop. This is our first time hearing it. And
Right.
we're like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
do we stop though?
No, of
No, we're
course
saying
not.
louder.
We, I think we might have taken like a step to the right away from them
That's
and
fair.
then just kept going.
Just saying towards them the rest of the time
Right.
while they were
Right.
to the fireworks
You on
show.
one side, me on the
That's
other.
right. We stepped out from them and turned in and started singing towards them.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, we love to sing, and the second thing that we love is Disney. And that's why I wanted to bring her on, especially as one of my first guests. I think that I owe majority of my love for Disney to her and her sister, because we would go on trips as far back as them being in college, and
Yeah, I think we've been going on trips together since I was 18.
yeah, so it's been
That's a
a
long time.
long time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So 20 years for
Yeah,
me. Crazy.
that's crazy.
That's crazy. But so I wanted to bring her on as the first guest because of that reason. And so I know that we are all currently doing a series right now of what is my favorite park to what is my least favorite park. And so I wanted her input on this fun little series as well. So my first favorite park is Epcot. So if you want to go back to episode 2 and listen to why that is, high level is the festival, something's always changing, Christmas time there, Festival of the Arts, the rides, the shows, the countries, all the food, all the drinks. It's just a phenomenal park. And I love it because it's ever changing for all the festivals and seasons and things like that. But I wanted Kristen to give her side as to what her favorite park is because it's not the same as me, but I want to hear what her favorite park is and why. So, what would be your favorite park out of all 4 of the theme parks in Disney World?
Well, this is an interesting one because I mean you know it, but but my favorite park is not a lot of people's favorite park for a lot of reasons. But mine is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is my favorite, but for very specific reasons. And some of them are old school reasons that I just have clung to all my life. And anyway, so for one of the reasons, it's my mother's favorite park. When we go to Disney, that's the one she wants to go to. Most of her Disney merchandise is Animal Kingdom shirts, things with Animal Kingdom. And so I just have that memory of her being so happy and just loving that park.
Yeah.
But for me, I love coming into, because, okay, so you kind of touched on this in your episode about Disneyland, how Disney World has so many people in it.
Yeah.
And I think because Animal Kingdom, for two reasons, a lot of people see it as like a half day park, so they don't spend a ton of time there.
Sure.
And then it's also the biggest park. And so there's a lot of places to disperse crowds. And so I think for me, you can still kind of have that intimate Disney experience in Animal Kingdom because you're not going to see a ton of people. I mean, unless you go on a ride, you'll see a ton of people there. But so for me, if I'm looking for that kind of like intimate Disney moment, I love to go early in the morning and like grab a nice iced coffee and then go down the animal trails and just kind of be in the moment in Disney. I love that. I love the theming. I think of all the parks, it's got some of the most like detailed theming. I think it's gorgeous. This is from Animal Kingdom. I don't know if you can see my little bracelet here. When I was just there a week ago, I got to just talking with one of the cast members. She was from Kenya. So there's a little stand right outside of Kilimanjaro Safaris, and she makes these beautiful beaded everything's earrings, necklaces, bracelets. And so we just got to talking and connecting, and I got me and all my sisters got bracelets to match. And I don't know, it's beautiful. From when I was a kid, it actually had one of my all-time favorite parades there. At the time, the Magic Kingdom parade, although it was wonderful, was not my favorite, but the Mickey's Jammin' Jungle parade was so
I've also talked about that before, so you've heard, I'm sure. So.
Yes, it was so good. I loved the Christmas overlay, the jingle. What was it called? The jingle in the jungle or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was so good. It was such a beautiful mix of like African culture and Asian culture and these, animals with all these vibrant colors, but also Disney in the mix. And it was it was beautiful.
And the music was just so much fun. Yeah.
Amazing music.
You couldn't stop like moving to it, which was awesome. So,
and I don't know if you know, so that park was not built to have a parade in it. The pathways are more narrow than any other park in Disney because it's supposed to give you that feeling of adventure and kind of like you're exploring and you don't know which way the paths go. So because of that, the parade floats were so much closer to you anywhere on that parade route because
they're so little, like compact as well.
Correct. Yeah. Because it wasn't designed for that. And so anyway, those are all my reasons. I probably have a million more I could talk about, but that is why Animal Kingdom is my number one.
Yeah, so with them taking away Dinosaur and like that whole area, how do you feel like that changed the park?
I mean,
you feel like it changed it. Maybe it didn't.
I mean, I think it changed it only in the sense of for folks like me, if you're nostalgic and you like the old things that Disney had, then you're of course going to miss those things. But one thing I know about Disney, any change that they've ever made, Disney doesn't do anything halfway. And so although I am sad to lose things like Dinosaur and all of that good stuff, I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with I can't even remember what it's called now. It's like Tropical Americas or something like that. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's gonna be very well done. So I'm looking forward. Always moving ahead, as Walt would say.
Yeah. Right? So my follow-up question is for the Tropical Americas part, do you think because they're adding, I would say 2 major rides and 1 like little ride with the carousel, do you think that would make it more of an all-day park, adding 2 more major rides to it versus a half day and people's concept changing?
I have always thought it was an all-day park.
Yeah,
I think, even rides like Kilimanjaro Safari change as the day goes on, right? What you see in the morning is not what you're going to see at 5 o'clock or something.
right.
So yes, I definitely think with the addition of those rides, it's gonna make it a more viable park for folks,
Yeah,
especially if they're Encanto fans and things.
yeah. And
Yeah,
Indiana Jones.
and
That's gonna
Indiana
be
Jones, right? Yeah, that's gonna
yeah,
be cool.
that is gonna be cool. I'm excited for that one. Cool. So, well, that's great. I mean, I already knew, but it's great for everybody else to hear why you loved Animal Kingdom, and I haven't talked about Animal Kingdom yet. So, that's good that next week they'll get a different perspective of what I feel.
Right.
So, not to give you information on next week's episode, but there it is. So the second favorite park for me is Magic Kingdom. And so we talked about why that is with the entertainment, the parades, the stage shows, the rides, the fireworks. I just feel like, that is even though all the parks are memory making parks, I
Yeah.
feel like that one is like the one that everybody really remembers. And
Yeah.
so turning the corner on Main Street and just seeing the castle for the first time, if you're a first time guest, it's just, there's nothing like it. So
Yeah.
and when we walk in together or when our parents walk in, like my mom still gets teary eyed when she walks
Yeah.
in
She
and
cries. Yeah.
right and sees the castle. So I think that is a big part of why I love Magic Kingdom as my second park. It's just it has so much in it. There's characters everywhere. It's very much fantasy magic, Disney World driven, and that's the park that I feel like carries Disney World, obviously. So, what
Yeah.
is your second favorite?
Well, unsurprisingly, Magic Kingdom
There we go. All
is
right.
my second favorite park. Um, and for all the reasons you just said, if you pass a family going through Disney World, right? They're riding a transportation bus. 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen is a little kid is going to say, "Okay, mom, we were at Hollywood Studios today. Can we go to Disney World tomorrow?" And that's because they're referring to Magic Kingdom. When you think about Disney World, you think about Magic Kingdom.
Well, people call
It's
Magic
just
Kingdom
not
Disney
possible.
World.
Yes, exactly.
They're like, we're going to Disney World. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So which park? They're like, Disney World. I'm like,
Disney World.
Magic Kingdom? Like, okay, yeah. So, yes, you're 100% correct.
Right. And for all the reasons you said, at Magic Kingdom, I almost called it Disney World. Magic Kingdom has all the best entertainment. I think for the space, it has the most rides in it and the most family friendly rides. So that's definitely going to be the place, right? If grandma's with you and down to you've got an infant, everybody can do something in Magic Kingdom, which is fantastic. It's just how Walt intended it, right?
Yeah.
A place for everybody in the family to be able to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, the entertainment is phenomenal. The parades, oh my goodness, that new nighttime parade is beautiful and
So good.
absolutely makes it worth staying there. Magic Kingdom 100% is a full day park. From the moment that the park opens, you've got the Adventure Friends cavalcade, you've got the parade in the middle of the day, you've got the parades in the evening, you've got the fireworks in the evening, you've got all the shows in between, you've got street side shows, right? Like the Dapper Dans, you've got the cars that go up and down Main Street. I mean, just tons and tons and tons of things
Yeah.
that you can do in Magic Kingdom in such a compact area. I think that's the other thing that's nice is
Yeah.
if your little ones are walking around, although they're still going to do a ton of walking, the space between your attractions is not so wide. So,
Right.
if you're at It's a Small World and you say, okay, now we're going to go ride Peter Pan, it's just across,
Right.
just across that courtyard.
Literally across the way. Yeah.
So you don't have to travel far for them, which I think is great. So it's an amazing park. All around an amazing park. Pirates of the Caribbean is my all-time favorite ride.
Yes.
That the moment
I
we
do.
walk in, the moment we walk in,
first place we're going.
That's the first place we're going. Every time
Yes.
Ryan says, "Well, what do you want to do first?" And I'm like, "You know exactly what I want to do. I want to go ride pirates," and we do.
And after that one, she's usually like, whatever,
Yeah, I'm good.
But that one is a must do. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
If I've ridden pirates, I'm set.
Right.
But I have to do it in the morning and the evening. They're different rides.
Yes, of course. Yes. But also, like, flag retreat ceremony was a big thing that I touched on.
Oh my gosh.
It's like how cool that they still do that tradition all these years later. And they honor the veteran and just to
And
look around during the national anthem and see everybody just still and like taking in
yeah.
that moment, and the veteran walking down Main Street and going into the corridor and everybody's clapping, and
Yes.
it's just the
It
coolest thing.
is it is the coolest thing, and they do it with such honor and
Yeah,
integrity for the family. And I love to catch it, but I also have to watch myself because I have never made it through a flag retreat without bawling my eyes out, right?
right.
Just crying because it's so beautiful
Yeah,
for that family, for that veteran. It's amazing. I love it.
so good, so good. And then I also talked about like them changing the scenery and doing Mickey's Not So Scary
Oh
and Mickey's
yeah,
Very
the
Merry.
pumpkins.
Yeah, the different parties that they have, I feel
Yeah,
like is phenomenal, and the way they have it laid out and what you can do, and the
for
cookies and
sure.
the cocoa and the candy, and it's just Magic Kingdom's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Disney really knew what they were doing. They knew most people, if you're going to do a one park day at Disney World, you're going to Magic Kingdom. So they really
Yes,
tried to fit it all in there, and it's
correct.
great.
Yes. So that is our second favorite. We have the same one. And for this week, is we're talking about our third favorite, and we have the same one again, which is great. So our
Yeah.
third favorite park out of all four parks in Walt Disney World is Hollywood Studios. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna let Kristen tell you why she loves Hollywood Studios first, and then I'll follow up with whatever she misses, if anything, that I can include. So why do you love Hollywood Studios?
So first and foremost, Ryan and I are huge entertainment people, and Hollywood Studios has some of the best entertainment. I know we just said Magic Kingdom has it, but y'all, you can go and watch shows back to back to back to back for hours at Hollywood Studios and see just some phenomenal performances of some of my absolute favorite things. Right? I love the Beauty and the Beast show. I have home videos of that from when I was probably in fifth grade watching the Beauty and the Beast show. One of these days, I'm going to have one of those hot pink ball gowns that they wear at
Oh
the
yeah,
end of the
absolutely.
show. I need it in my life. But
Or the cocktail dress one that she comes
yes,
out. She's
with the
like
hat.
champagne glass. That's what it is. She's like,
Yes,
ta-da!
champagne.
You need to do that.
Yes, absolutely, with the giant hat on her head.
Yes, absolutely.
But the Beauty and the Beast show, absolutely phenomenal. Frozen is so funny. It
I
is
was
not
saying,
just,
it's
I mean,
so funny. It's so
it's
good.
it is absolutely for your little ones. Again, okay, so I cry at everything in Disney, and I love right at the end when Elsa's singing "Let It Go" and the snow is falling and craziness is happening, and the little ones are like, "Oh my gosh, it's real!" And I'm just crying because I can't help myself. And it's so magical. But it is, if you are an adult and you're like, I don't really want to go see something about Frozen. It is so funny. Those actors often will completely go rogue and just like knock each other off their track, and then they're laughing, and it's so funny. It is so funny. Indiana Jones is amazing. Huge stunt spectacular show, and it's so good to see. Fantasmic, best all-time nighttime show at Disney right now. I love the Magic Kingdom parade. I love the Magic Kingdom fireworks. But if I don't go see Fantasmic on a trip, then what are we doing?
Right.
You got to go see
Have
Fantasmic.
to.
Um, we've got to also Ryan and I like to pop off to the side away from everybody because we like to sing our hearts out in that one too. But
It's very true.
but anyway, so good. And then when we were growing up going to Disney or Hollywood Studios was MGM Studios. It was very much like the movie sets back in the day,
Yeah.
and so I loved the backlot tours. I loved going in the Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
I was gonna say the Honey I Shrunk the Kids play area was
The play
awesome.
area,
Yeah,
yes.
so good. And right across from that was where Mike and Sully used to meet. Remember that?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
so
and
good.
just so much fun. So I've got so many good memories from when I was a kid, but they really didn't have that ride element. I mean, they had things like oh goodness, I'm gonna forget the Great Movie Ride. The Great Movie Ride,
Oh,
so
so
good.
good.
So many good animatronics and things in there, but they didn't have a ton of rides for families. And so I really like this kind of new element to Hollywood Studios, where now you've got Toy Story Land,
Yeah.
and you've got Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and these big ticket items, these big ticket rides, that families can connect to. They can connect to the stories. They can get completely immersed in the stories and immersed in the movies of it, which is still, I think, part of what the design of Hollywood Studios was supposed to be back in the day, putting you in the movie set.
Yeah.
And so I think they did a phenomenal job with that. But I know another reason, and I know this is going to be one of Ryan's reasons, the Christmas decorations in that park are top notch. They are the absolute best.
Yes.
It's like a vintage Christmas feel, and it is so good.
Feels so old school. I love it. And the music, they just have it blaring through those. It's amazing. Yes. It's so good.
The Muppets. Okay, I am a huge...
my next thing was like, you have not mentioned the Muppets yet, so
getting
that's
there.
Crazy.
So the Muppets, I am a huge Muppet fan. Grew up on the Muppets. Love the Muppets. So when Muppet Courtyard went away, that was a really tough day. That was a very tough day for me. Again, I trust Disney fully. I know they've never done anything that's not worth going to. So I know this new Monsters Inc. area is going to be amazing, immersive, incredible, and the ride is going to be so good. Can't wait. But it really broke my heart. So when we learned that there was going to be a Muppets overlay over in Rock and Roller Coaster, that made me really happy, because then we are still having a place to honor the Muppets. And I still have hopes that they're going to do more things with the Muppets as we move forward and continue to see new growth in Hollywood Studios. But I love that there's a place for the Muppets. That's wonderful.
Yes. Well, and I was going to say, with Jollywood Nights, to see them on stage, Miss Piggy
and
my
Kermit,
gosh. Like,
yes.
I don't get starstruck, but like for some reason, when them two popped out on that stage, I was like, why do I feel a certain way, right? Like, I've never seen them live, but like I've always seen them on TV, or like, you know, it's never been like right in front of me, and I'm like, these.
You're like, that's them.
That's them. That's the real people. That's the real Kermit and Miss Piggy.
No, you're absolutely right. That
wild.
Seeing that this past Christmas was like being on another world. It was amazing getting to see them.
So cool.
Yeah.
But I love the villain show. Like,
oh yeah,
it's just a cool little something different that Disney's never had before with a villain's anything, you know. So for them to actually have the show to incorporate the villains, which I feel like villains is a very big thing for Disney and a missed opportunity up until they build this new Villains Land, which who knows what that's going to look like, and hopefully we find out more coming up at D23 in August. But
I know.
Yeah, so I'm excited to hopefully find out some more things that are going to be in Villains Land, but we'll have to wait and see. But everything that Kristen said, yes. The only thing that she didn't mention that I miss are the people that used to like do the
Streetmosphere.
Yes. So my mom was in a show on the Streetmosphere with the people, and it was like a dating show, and she was like turned around, and there was like three of the performers, and one was a nerd, one was like the hot stuff, one was a doc. I don't even know. But she had to pick one, because after all these questions, things like that, she picked the nerd, and he came up and like kissed her hand, spun her around, and it was just so much fun, and like everybody's laughing and joking and having a good time. So that was the only thing that I want to add that she didn't mention, because everything else is spot on. They do a great job at Hollywood Studios. It's such a fun park to go to. There's characters everywhere.
Yes.
Which leads us into the next part, which I'm excited about. So segment 2, we're going to talk about new things coming to Hollywood Studios. All right, guys. So segment 2, like I said, we are going to talk about new things that are coming to Hollywood Studios, because there was a just announcement today, the day that we're recording this podcast, which is Wednesday, the 15th of July. And I wanted to talk about it because it's fresh, hot off the press, and I wanted to get Kristen's feedback on it as well. So we talked about Animation Courtyard in Hollywood Studios and how they redid the whole area. And now they have the junior, what am I? thinking about? The Disney Junior
The
Live
the
show,
Disney
right?
Junior Live. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have that. They have the Little Mermaid show. They have characters that are out in the animation courtyard. There are statues or figurines of characters out in the courtyard. There's even hand and footprints or paw prints of different characters out in the courtyard, which
Yeah.
I think is so cool that they added that little touch to that courtyard. So that courtyard is just, I think it's a game changer for Hollywood studios. Like, there's
For sure.
trees, there's benches, there's grass. Like, I've seen families sitting down and just enjoying the atmosphere of it and the characters in it. And I know you've seen it as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So I know you described this in your Disneyland video about how, again, how different Disney World is from Disneyland, because in Disney World there's just so many people, so you don't really get to see characters just like out and about and everywhere. But here we get a taste of that because
Yes.
there are characters everywhere. So the trip that I was just on, the family that I was with had a little 3-year-old son, and so we went in that Disney Junior Live show, which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think you need a little kid to go watch it because it's so good.
And it's AC, so that's
but
great.
and it's AC, right? But when we came out, I remember I had spotted Pluto, and then one of my sisters was like, "Oh no, there's Goofy," and then another one said, "No, there's Mulan," and then they're like, "Oh wait, no, look, there's Stitch hiding there," and I mean, there were like 8 characters just out
Right.
and about all at the same time,
Yes.
and it was just amazing to see because they're interacting with the guests. Chip and Dale were out there, and they were playing they were playing cornhole with some of the
Yes.
kids, and then uh, oh my goodness, Donald.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
I wanted to say Daisy because I met Daisy last time, but Donald was out there. He's playing like Duck Duck Goose with the kids, and
Yeah.
it was just so fun. Goofy was leading a conga line around the whole thing, and
Yeah.
it was great. It was
It's
amazing.
so good. And so, in addition to all of those things that have been added to that area, it's actually not even done yet. So, they just
Right.
announced today that the Magic of Disney Animation building will be opening on September 14th, which is super cool because they're going to have
Yep.
all these things inside. So, it says the indoor experience features an interactive Alice in Wonderland playground called Drawn to Wonderland. How cool is that? Character meet and greets in the off the page section, a dedicated theater screening the Emmy Award winning Once Upon a Studio short film, and Olaf draws where you can learn to sketch Disney characters. So we're talking about how great this section is already, and it's
Yeah.
not even completed yet. They're about to open this whole new section that everybody gets to go in, meet characters, watch a film, do the sketching. You know, what a cool thing. It's so cool.
So cool. I really think that Alice in Wonderland play area, for folks our age, it's gonna feel kind of nostalgic and feel like that Honey, I
Yes.
Shrunk the Kids one.
Oh yeah.
Because if you remember, there were like those giant blades of grass and things.
Yeah.
And if you've seen any of the concept art for the Alice in Wonderland section, it's gonna have places like that where you're kind of
Right.
in the garden and everything. So I
Yes.
think that's really neat. I love that they're bringing back the animation section with Olaf, because
Yes.
originally that's where the animation was, in that courtyard, or in that building. I think it's going to be phenomenal in there. I think it's going to be so much fun for families of all kinds. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and I remember I feel like that sketching or the animation part has been like dropped in pockets around Disney World and never really
Yeah,
had a home. Like, it was there for a little bit, and then it moved, and then I think it was there in that building at one time
it
before,
was.
and
Yeah,
then they moved it to Animal Kingdom out in Rafiki Watch or Planet
yeah,
Watch out in
yeah,
With Rafiki. And now they've moved it here, and I think this will actually be the home of it for a long
yeah.
time, which I feel like is great. I think the only other thing that I've heard about Olaf's draws is it's not an actual sketch artist. You're watching a film on it like they do on Disney Cruise Line. So that might be
Okay.
unique. I'm not sure how people feel about that, that it's not like an actual Imagineer or an artist drawing in front of
Yeah,
you, like interacting and things. It's a video that you're watching. So it
gotcha.
might be just like a time thing with that as well. So
Sure. I'm sure it
searching it
is.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're exactly right. They're gonna be expecting large crowds, and so it's a little
Yeah.
bit easier to kind of contain that when you've got that set video. So that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they also redid the Little Mermaid show in that area as well. And before we started filming, Kristen and I had a in-depth conversation of the Little Mermaid show and how amazing it is now. I didn't see
It
it
is
before when it was the other Little Mermaid show, but when they redid it, I heard it was more, theatrical and Broadway style and things like that. So I had to see it. And now when I go to Hollywood Studios, it's a must see every time for me because the singer that plays Ariel is just absolutely insane of a singer.
incredible. Yeah, I grew up watching the original I think it was called like The Journey of the Little Mermaid or
Yes.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But and don't get me wrong, that show was still very good. It had live actors and actresses in it. It had the puppetry that you see in there. All of
Yeah.
that was there. But it desperately needed an update, and this was the best version of an update that we could have
Yes.
ever hoped for this show. It is absolutely phenomenal. The scenery is stunning. The way that they have incorporated a screen with it is phenomenal and flawless. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it all works so well together.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You've
And
got to
there's
go
not
see
a
it.
bad seat in the theater as well. Like I feel like wherever
No.
you sit, you get the same experience and it's over the top. The colors, the lighting, the
Yes.
video, like everything just meshes so well together and like you feel like you're immersed in this show. There's bubbles
Yeah.
falling from the ceiling. There's so much happening. It's
Ar-
so cool.
Ariel is swimming, like you can see her
Yes.
swimming across the stage. Like
Right.
it's amazing.
It's phenomenal. So yeah, so Animation Courtyard, I wanted to give you that update that they're about to add a whole nother section to the Animation Courtyard coming up again on September 14th is opening day, the magic of Disney animation in the Imagination Courtyard. Again, they're going to have the Alice in Wonderland playground, which is called Drawn to Wonderland. They're going to have character meet and greets at the off the page section, a dedicated theater which will screen Once Upon a Studio short film, and the Olaf draws where you can go in and sketch Disney characters. So lots to look forward to, lots to come with that. It's ever changing and a lot of excitement in the air about the Animation Courtyard. All right, so the last segment of the podcast is always tips and tricks. So I wanted to talk through a couple of things with you. It's not a big section this week, it's more of a low key section, but I feel like it's still important. And Kristen's going to give you some feedback if she has any on the topic as well. So tips and tricks. And what I put is rope drop versus late arrival. So what does it look like to do a rope drop? And what does it look like if you want to sleep in and come later and do the ride? So for rope drop, it's definitely, in my mind, the best time to get up and experience the bigger rides with less wait times.
Yeah.
So going, especially like the Magic Kingdom, to go ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Tron or Big Thunder, I think it are some of the big three that you do want to go and you want to rope drop those three because those do have longer lines throughout the day. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you can put Space Mountain on that as well. I feel like that one's also one that
For
gets
sure.
a longer line. But if you don't want to get up and you don't want to do rope drop, I would say later in the evening, especially if they're doing Starlight twice.
Yes.
The first time you can, because that's when all the kids and families will be on the parade route, so you can go ride those rides then with a lot less wait times as well. So you have two really opportunities to do it. If you want to get up early and experience it and go back, take a nap, and then come back and enjoy the evening with parades and fireworks, do that. But if you are a sleeper person that likes to sleep in, like I am, then you will do the later things. I do not. I used to before I lived there. So for those who don't know, I used to live in Orlando. I lived there for a year and a half, and like I would go to Disney a lot. And so before that, I was a early riser. Like we got to be there when it opens. We got to see the opening show, the welcome show. We got to do all these things. And her and her sisters sometimes would come later after I would leave.
So
So
yes, our I don't think I would have ever been an early riser if it wasn't for Ryan.
yeah,
But he's absolutely right. If you think that you're gonna want to go back in the middle of the day and take a nap, and honestly, depending on the time of year that you go to Disney, I would encourage that.
yeah,
If you're down there in July, and you are fighting for your life in that heat,
yeah,
sometimes going back to the hotel at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when it's really the hottest portion of the day. That's a really good thing, especially if you've got little ones. So if you get out there early, you can knock out a lot of rides. Ryan was mentioning that the big heavy hitter rides. So if that's your goal, you can definitely knock those out. Or because Magic Kingdom, I think we're talking Magic Kingdom specifically here, but because Magic Kingdom has so many of the smaller rides, you can either go do, one or two of those big rides, or you can hit, 5 or 6 of the smaller rides in those early hours really quickly. So it just depends on kind of what you're looking for.
All right. So the 3 o'clock parade, if you want to see the 3 o'clock parade, say it again.
Go later in the day.
Yes, there you go. I would also say, yes. And if you don't want to go back and sleep, you can just go back and do pool time, which I think is also important as well, to cool down and things like that. Especially if you have a baby that needs to sleep, but not like a toddler that needs to. Like, you can go get in the pool with them, and I think that would be good as well. Cool. Yeah, so that's really the rope drop versus late arrival. I know we talked about Magic Kingdom specifically, but it goes for all the parks. So I know, if like Epcot, if you want to go to Guardians of the Galaxy or Test Track, maybe even Frozen, those are the ones that I would hit first. But if you want to do not the heavy hitters, you can do Nemo, Living with the Land, Soarin', Figment. Like, you can get a lot of those out the way, even Spaceship Earth, even though I would wait till later in the day, because a lot of people tend to go to that one first because it's right there in the front. And then for Hollywood Studios, I would definitely say Rock and Roller Coaster is definitely a heavy hitter right now, because it just got rethemed for the Muppets, as well as Slinky Dog and Rise of the Resistance. So those are the 3 that I would focus on. If you don't want to do heavy hitters, Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway are just some that you can get out quick, heavy hitters. And then for Animal Kingdom, definitely Flight of Passage, Safari, even though in the evening Safari does go down to like a walk on, so you could wait if you want to. But Flight of Passage, Navi River does tend to get a long wait as well. Safari and Everest also, but Everest also drops down as the day goes on. So those are recommendations: rope drop versus late arrivals, and then going back to take a nap or dip your toes in the pool or whatever. Get in a nice snack or whatever at your hotel. I think it's really important, especially during the summer months, to take care of yourself so you can enjoy your vacation, because trying to put everything into one time can be a lot. So take your time, enjoy your vacation. If you're early risers already with your toddlers, things like that, go to the parks, knock things out. You can get back to your hotel by like 10:30, 11 o'clock and take a nice strong nap. And if you have teenagers that want to sleep in, do the opposite. If you want to go to the pool for a little bit and then go to the 3 o'clock parade, see the nighttime stuff during the first nighttime parade, hit the heavy hitters, especially at Magic Kingdom, but even all the parks, as the day goes on and night into the night, the wait times do go down. So that is good. You agree?
I agree.
Perfection. So I wanted to talk to Kristen a little bit about just some memories. So we, about a year ago, tried to do the same thing of a podcast with me and her sister, and we were going to call it Theme Park Pals. And so that didn't happen. But we did try to record a podcast, and me, her, and her sister really had some good memories that we talked about. And so I just wanted her to like revisit some of those. And more specifically, there was one time that me and her sister Amanda drove from Richmond to Cleveland, Tennessee, and picked up Kristen from college. And I mentioned this in one of my other episodes, because this is the one where Donald was in the front of the car and led the way.
Yeah.
And she heard that part of the podcast and instantly texted me and said, Donald led the way. It was so great. But it was, and I'm only telling this story because she claimed she drove a lot.
No.
She did not drive a lot.
I never claimed that.
She drove maybe 3 hours.
I didn't drive. No, I didn't drive anything on that.
Yes. So between me and Amanda, who drove all the way down to pick her up, to then continue on through the night. It wasn't like we went to Cleveland got some sleep. No, 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 no. We kept driving through the night. Now, her sister Amanda, for whatever reason, she is like a beast when it comes to driving. Like
She is.
she will
She hits
just
a
take it like a champ.
she hits a second wind and she just goes.
Yes, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
wild,
No,
actually.
I just slept in the back and let them take care of it.
Great. We drove all the way from Richmond to
Yeah.
Cleveland. How long of a drive is that?
It's
About
8 hours
eight
to
hours,
Cleveland.
yeah. And then
And
to Cleveland,
it's another 9 hours to Disney after that.
she did nothing. Slept in the
I
back.
slept.
Anyways, memories. Clearly, it's still in my mind because that's
Yeah.
what I wanted to talk about. Was how she did not drive. But another cool memory is 2019 into 2020. Kristen and I went down to Disney World for New Year's.
Yeah.
And it was our first time being away from Richmond for New Year's. Like we would, we would always do something in Richmond, either with each other or with family or friends or whatever the case may be. And so we were like, why don't this year, like we don't really have a thing that we do specifically every year. Let's go down and make it something. Now, this was before COVID, so this was going into the COVID year, which is also crazy that was our first time was COVID year. But we went to Magic Kingdom, and it blew our socks off. Like they do the show twice in Magic Kingdom, and the first time we watched it back by the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
When these fireworks are going off. And it was actually insane.
So if you don't know, in Magic Kingdom, the fireworks go off right behind the Little Mermaid. Yes. And those fireworks for New Year's are perimeter fireworks, which means they're everywhere. And Ryan is right. We were just surrounded by these massive fireworks. And it was crazy.
Yeah. And we were FaceTiming our mothers when this was happening. Yeah. And we were so blown away we couldn't even speak to them because it was just like it was so crazy. Loud. It was in your face, and her and I had never seen anything like this.
Remember the fallout from it. So the fallout from the fireworks, there's just these like giant chunks hitting us in the face.
Yes. It was insane. It was crazy. So then, as the night goes on, that was the first time. That was like 6:30 in the afternoon or in the evening. Yeah. And so the real time came, midnight. We had to pack into the hub. What time did we think we got there? Like 10?
So remember, this is what happened. I remember because my feet were killing me by the end of this. But what had happened was they were doing one of the stage shows around like 8:00. And we walked out there in the hub and to watch this stage show. And you were like, man, there's so much space here. There's nobody around us. Like, we're good. Let's stand here.
4 hours left.
You're like, let's watch the stage show. And by the end of that stage show, we were trapped. We could not move and leave that spot. And so then Ryan was like, well, this is a pretty good spot for fireworks. Let's just stay. And so we stayed because remember, we watched that stage show like
every 30 minutes it came on. Every 30 minutes. We were like, alternated, what remember? Is this? Yes.
They alternated between the Christmas one and then just like the regular stage show over and over and over again.
By the time the stroke of midnight came, we were all looking at each other like, was it really worth it playing this many?
Well, and then remember as the night continued, people would crowd in even more and more. Yeah. And so by the time midnight happened, I had to turn around to look back to you. Could not even reach you because you were so far
because we
away.
sat down at one point and I just feel like as we were sitting, we just kept scooting apart. Yes. Yeah.
Well, and then people were pushing their strollers. Remember, I was like sitting on that kid's lap at one point because they'd push the strollers in. And
yes.
Yeah.
So this picture right here. So I'm going to put a picture of us on that night. So this was us right here. After midnight had happened and the park had cleared out,
and then we saw each other.
Right. And I got my second win during that time. And I was skipping through and singing and it was crazy. And she was tired, which
tired.
As one would be, but I had my second win. And the thing is everybody was already leaving. And so we just hung out in Magic Kingdom because it was open until 1, I think.
Yeah, that morning. Remember we went straight to Space Mountain.
Yeah.
and rode Space Mountain, and then we rode the Tomorrowland Speedway,
Yeah.
and he is not lying. He was dancing and skipping, and now this is one really nice thing. He was thanking all of the cast members. If you go to one of
Yes.
these events, thank those cast members because they are fighting for their life for you.
Yeah, that is true. I think
So
not even just an event. If you just go to Disney World, you need to thank
yes,
a cast member because
yeah,
there's crowds and there's some people interactions that are not very pleasant and
yeah,
they go through a lot. So always think a cast member when you go because it just goes that extra mile for them to be lifted up because you don't know what they're going through or what they're about to go through as the day goes on. So yeah, I just
right.
thought, they've been there all night. They're working while going into the new year. So why not spread a little kindness and just say thank you? And everybody that I said thank you to was excited about
They were so
that.
appreciative of it, and so that was good, being able to go around and
Yeah.
thank them for what they've done.
So what is a big memory that stands out to you that we have done?
Well, you know how much I love Halloween.
Yep.
So our many Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party trips, I definitely uh have loved those. And Ryan, this is not even just a plug for him in general, because I know I think it was the last episode, he was talking about tips and tricks for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Ryan is a phenomenal planner when it comes to that because he knows all the things that are important to me to watch, all the different like little sideshows, the parade itself, where to stand for fireworks, where to stand for Hocus Pocus Spectacular. I don't know that that's actually the name, but anyway,
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Yes, I got it wrong last week too. It's fine.
So because he knows all the things that are important to me to go see at this event, I just have to walk in and stand there, and he has a whole list and says, okay, now we're going here, now we're going here. And I just get to walk around with my little mini ears on and eating my popcorn or whatever we've grabbed, eating my little candy bag. And experience the night, and although that I know that's not like a specific memory, but
Right.
it is one of my favorite things that we do because he just leads me around and I just kind of la la la
Yeah.
go through the night, and it's fantastic. I
Yeah.
do remember, actually I just thought of a memory.
Good.
When do you remember we were in Animal Kingdom for Christmas? This was years ago. And we had seen, it was like down, I don't know why I feel like it was near the barbecue place,
Pine tree?
because yeah, like at Flame Tree. They had this like random pop up of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger
Oh
down
yeah.
there
Yeah.
in their
Uh-huh.
Christmas outfits. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
And
Yeah.
so we
I
went
have a
down
picture
there.
with jumping with Tigger.
Yes, that was
Yes.
my thought. So we went down there to go take pictures with them, and when Ryan went to take his picture, he was like, "Can you?" He asked Tigger if Tigger would bounce with him, would jump with him for the picture, and so I was able to snap a picture of both of them up in the air together.
Yes. I don't know where that
So
picture is, but if I can find it, I'll post
yeah,
it. But
I
I
think
forgot
I know
about
I can
that.
send it to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of mini ears, as you can see behind her, there is a wall full of mini ears. How many of those mini ears have
There's
you
a whole.
bought?
I don't even know if you can see this, but I have a whole nother set right here.
Yes. How many of those mini ears have you bought versus somebody else, maybe
So
myself, bought for you?
I have probably only bought, I don't know, maybe 6 pairs in my life. Uh, of mini ears. Once again, Ryan knows me very well. I don't go a day in Disney if I'm not wearing mini ears. Every day I'm in the park, I'm a mini ears girl, to the point where I don't feel them on my head anymore. So I can go the whole day wearing a pair of ears. And Ryan knows what I like, and so he goes and he buys me all kinds of Minnie Mouse ears so that I can wear them in the parks.
It's true. And I even, when I see mini ears like come out when they're like in the parks or whatever, and somebody posts them, I'll send them to her and be like, what are your thoughts on these?
I knew, by the way, that's why you sent me that the other
Always.
night.
Always. So, yes, I know that she loves a good pair of mini ears. And so, obviously, every time I go to Disney, if I'm going by myself or if I'm going with somebody else and she's not there, we always FaceTime. We always our show, like we think of each other when we're in Disney, if we're not with each other. So
Yeah.
Disney is a very big common denominator for her and I, besides singing, which we love to sing together as well. But we also love Disney. So yeah, those are some great memories that we've had. I'm excited. We were even texting about when we're going down for Halloween today, actually, for this year. So there will be pictures and content of that, I'm sure. I'm hopefully going to be potentially live streaming that when we do go together. So you'll get to see us together if that's possible. So excited about the future of that and what's to come on this channel. But thanks for being here. I'm excited that you got to come on and be my first guest.
Me
Again,
too.
I know how much you love Disney. You love it more than I do, and you're the one that got me to love it. And so there's no better person to come on than you to be the first guest and talk about Disney and things like that. So thanks for being here and doing that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for asking.
Of course. So yeah, this is the Parkside Podcast. I'm excited you guys, are along on this journey with me. It's going to be great. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like this video. All those things help. And also make sure you click that bell because you'll get notifications when I go live or if things get posted and things like that. You can get an instant notification of things being posted. Also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, the Parkside Podcast on there as well. We're constantly posting videos of different trips and things like that we've gone on, just things that are coming up that we're excited about. I just posted a Halloween one for the countdown to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party because it's crazy. It's only 23 days away to the first one. So I cannot believe that. And Halloween is her favorite season, as you can tell. So it's going to
I can't wait.
Great. So again, thanks, Kristen, for being here. And everybody, I hope you have a great week. And we'll see you next time on the Parkside Podcast. Goodbye.